Good afternoon, my friends. I'm starting a new live stream. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and I'm so happy to be here in front of you to talk about international relations. This is going to be a very important conversation, so I hope that you are going to stay connected. Don't go anywhere. I surely would appreciate your input as I move forward with this discussion. So anything that you want to share with me, please do so in the live chat window. Any questions that may come up in your mind, any thoughts that you want to share, any comments that you want to make, the live chat window is there for you to participate in, okay? So please go ahead and write whatever comes to your mind in the live chat window. My friends, if you remember, it was not that long ago that I said that the entire globe, the entire world is going through transformation. Do you remember that? I said it right here on this channel. And I think I said it more than once, maybe multiple times, that the entire world is going through transformation. Frank, do you remember that? I see our friend Frank just tuned in. Frank, good to see you. Frank from Florida. And others are going to be joining hopefully soon. So if you remember what I said, just say, Tassif, we remember. You said that. I did say that the entire world is going through transformation. And it is pretty obvious. But it needs to be stated clearly because there are still some people out there who believe that it is business as usual. But it's not. It is not business as usual. The entire world is going through transformation. And I must also add that it's not just regular transformation. I mean, I know that we are seeing changes all the time, right? I mean, philosophers, ancient philosophers have said that the world's always changing. Everything's in a state of flux. I get that. But what I'm referring to is rapid transformation, not just small incremental changes here and there. The world is going through rapid transformation. Significant changes are taking place. And especially when you look at geopolitics, which is what I'm going to be talking about, international relations, geopolitics, we see that rapid transformation. And I've said this before, but the reason I am saying it again today on this beautiful Saturday afternoon is because I want to focus on two specific countries and their relationship. Which two countries? Can you guess? I think you can, because it's written in the title of this video. I am going to be talking about the United States of America and Qatar. My friends, I'm proud to be an American. United States is my home. And I'm going to be discussing the United States-Qatar relationship. But before I get to that, I have some more things to say, all of which are very important. So please stay here with me. I hope that you'll stay connected and not go anywhere. My friends, when you look at America's relationship with the world, it is very, very clear that we are re-examining and we are re-evaluating the list of friends that we have, the list of allies that we have. And in many ways, we are testing the relationships with other countries. We're trying to look at it from different sides, from different aspects, and we're trying to determine what relationships have been reciprocal and what relationships have been truly one-sided. I think it is very important for us as Americans to sometimes pause and say, you know what, we've been friends with these countries for a long time, but let's go back and look at the history of each of those bilateral relationships, and let's try to determine if in those friendships have the gains been mutual. In other words, has there been mutual benefit in a bilateral relationship, that we have this relationship with some other country, and from that relationship, the other country has gained and we have gained as well. So that would be a pleasant relationship. So we are re-examining, and it has been going on for a while since President Trump came to office for the second time. We have been re-examining and re-evaluating these relationships to try to determine, okay, is there mutual benefit, or is there really one-sided benefit? Like, we've been losing, the other country's been gaining. That's it. So in a friendship, my friends, generally speaking, there are benefits on both sides. But as we saw, President Trump revealed to us many trade relationships that we have with allies in which we were losing. He pointed that out. He pointed out the facts and the figures. He pointed out which countries have been unfairly imposing tariffs on us. And so he's done a lot of work sharing all that information with the public. And so President Trump started the huge efforts to do a major overhaul of the trade and tariff relationships with many countries. And we also saw that President Trump's efforts led to some major changes in NATO. Let's talk about NATO. Major changes in NATO. NATO is now stronger than ever before. You know why? Because countries have increased their NATO contributions significantly. And it's all happening because of President Trump's efforts. My friends, I'm going to pause here. I see lots of friends are tuning in, so wonderful. Please make sure that you're subscribing. Okay, please subscribe to stay connected. Okay, my friends. So initially, when President Trump announced the tariffs, things got really heated. Remember that? Both domestically and internationally. There were, it was like a shockwave across the country and across the world. People had different opinions. Obviously, with any major decision, we hear different opinions. So when President Trump announced very boldly, and it was such a bold move by the U.S. president, something that previous presidents have not been able to do, or maybe did not even attempt to do, did not even think of doing, President Trump did that. He announced tariffs, significant tariffs, and that sent shockwaves around the world. Now, there was a lot of opposition, because we know that whatever President Trump does, there are people on the left who are going to scream and shout and complain. That's usual. There was a lot of opposition coming from the left regarding the tariffs. And also, I must point out that there were a lot of differences of opinions among the Republicans also. So some Republicans went forward and said, okay, yeah, we support what President Trump is doing. There were others who expressed doubt, and they were kind of worried that the announcement of the tariffs could cause major disruption. But now we see everything's working out. And whenever there's some kind of a major change, it does create uncertainty. So that's what happened. So there were many opinions, and people had different views about President Trump's actions. And as country after country after country renegotiated trade deals with the U.S., the American people saw that such a bold step of imposing tariffs was necessary to achieve greater degree of fairness and in international trade, and to make sure that the United States of America is treated fairly. We cannot be the loser in bilateral relations. We have to make sure that there's fairness in trade. So, my friends, as I have said, it's not just about trade. It's also about making sure that NATO countries are making fair contributions so that NATO can be stronger as a whole, which is what it is now. NATO is stronger than ever before, thanks to President Trump. So we look at trade, we look at military partnerships, and things are getting better. Things are getting better, and we are strengthening our relationships with other countries that we consider friends. I think we can all agree on that, right? Right? Yes? My friends, if you're tuning in for the first time, please make sure that you're subscribing. That's how you can stay connected. And also, I have a poll question. Please feel free to answer that poll question. How would you grade President Trump's handling of international relations? Please go ahead and make a selection. All right. All right, my friends. Oh, I see new names. Wonderful. All right. Also write Make America Great Again, which is what exactly we are doing, my friends. Each and every day, we, the American people, and the Trump administration together, we are making America great again. And I'm going to be, I have a lot more to say, so don't go anywhere. Stay here, my friends. You're going to love this conversation. Trust me. At the end of this conversation, you're going to say, I enjoyed listening to it because I got a lot of helpful information from this. I'm going to be presenting facts and data and numbers, and it will be focused on the U.S. Qatar relationship. But before I get to that discussion, I just have to give you a little bit of background, which is what I'm doing. So, my friends, not just about trade, but also in terms of military partnerships, things are getting better as America builds stronger relationship with other countries, countries that we consider friends. And that list of friends that we have, it's also evolving. Like I said, our ties with certain countries are getting stronger. Certain countries are becoming stronger allies of ours. And so that's why I said what I said, which is the world is going through transformation. It's no longer business as usual. We are evaluating, we are re-examining the relationships that we have with other countries. And the list of the friends that we have, that list is evolving. My friends, let's talk about the United States and Qatar. The friendship between these two countries. On one hand, it's the United States of America, which is our homeland. I'm a proud American, my friends. If you are a proud American also, please write in the live chat, write the following. Just say, I'm a proud American. I'm proud of the United States of America. My friends, write it in the live chat window. I'm a proud American. So on one hand, you have our homeland, the United States of America. And then on the other hand, there's our friend, Qatar. And this relationship is transforming. It's being transformed into something so powerful. I am talking about the U.S. Qatar relationship. This relationship is being transformed into something so powerful that the entire world is talking about it. Right as we speak, right as we are here, the entire world is talking about the U.S. Qatar relationship. I want to give you a quick overview, which I think is essential. It is necessary to understand this relationship between the two countries, United States of America and Qatar. And there's some information that I'm going to share with you, and this is information that you can get from the United States Department of State. The U.S. Qatar diplomatic relationship began in 1972. Did you know that? It began in 1972 after Qatar became independent from the United Kingdom in 1971. So if you want to talk about the U.S. Qatar relationship, you have to go back to 1972. And according to the State Department, Qatar has played a constructive financial, political, and military role in addressing regional turmoil, and in partnership with the United States has contributed to progress, stability, and prosperity in the region. This is the kind of friend we want, a friend like Qatar. Once again, this country, Qatar, has played a constructive financial, political, military role in addressing regional turmoil, and in partnership with the United States has contributed to progress, stability, and prosperity in the region. If you don't believe me, you go and you'll find the information from the United States Department of State. And also, it must be noted that the U.S. welcomes thousands of Qatari students to study in the United States every year. And 6 major American universities have branch campuses in Qatar. So that tells you how strong this relationship is between the two countries. And if you look at trade, I'm going to share with you 2024 data. Our goods and services trade with Qatar was an estimated total of $11.5 billion. $11.5 billion. But in 2024, I must also point out that Donald Trump was not in office. So if you're looking at 2024 data, you're going to get some understanding of U.S.-Qatar relationship, but it's not going to help you understand how that relationship has strengthened since President Trump came to office. So you look at 2024 data and you see, oh, our goods and services trade with Qatar was a total of $11.5 billion. Well, that is great. Well, if you think that is great, let me tell you that it's going to get even greater, even better, even stronger now that President Trump is in office. My friends, here you are watching this live stream because you have an interest in this topic. You are here on a Saturday afternoon watching this video because you are eager to understand America's relationship with the world and with Qatar in particular, because that is the topic today. And I hope that those who are watching this right now, you are as optimistic as I am that the U.S.-Qatar relationship will be stronger than ever before, and that there will be peace in the Middle East. My friends, that is what we want. We want peace and prosperity. And the U.S.-Qatar relationship plays an important role to help achieve peace, something that I'm going to talk in greater detail. So stay here. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, my friends. Back in May of this year, I'm not talking about May of 2023, May of 2024. I'm talking about May of 2025. This is 2025. Go back a few months and you'll find that President Trump signed an agreement with Qatar to generate an economic exchange of at least $1.2 trillion. You heard that right. $1.2 trillion. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's right. No, I'm not talking million, I'm not talking billion. I am talking about trillions of dollars. I'm going to repeat that. If you were not paying attention, if you were, maybe you're watching TV, you're looking out the window, you're doing something else, you're cooking pasta or something, and I stated the number and you didn't hear it, I'm going to do you a favor and I will repeat the information so that you can pay attention. And you need to, because this is important. This is May 14th of 2025. May 14th, I gave you the date also. May 14th of 2025, President Trump signed an agreement with Qatar to generate an economic exchange worth at least $1.2 trillion. This is big. This is massive. The president further announced economic deals with a total of more than $243.5 billion between the United States and Qatar. Talk about strengthening relationship. Talk about strong bilateral partnership. This is it. This is it. Economic deals with a total of more than $243.5 billion between the US and Qatar. And that includes historic sale of Boeing aircraft and GE aerospace engines to Qatar Airways. That gives you a much better picture of the U.S. Qatar relationship with President Donald J. Trump in office. My friends, do not forget that after becoming the U.S. president, after being elected in November of 2024, and after taking the oath of office earlier this year, President Donald Trump, on his first official trip outside the U.S., the first official trip of his second term outside the US. Where did he go? Do you remember? I talked about it on this channel. I discussed in great details President Trump's first major official trip outside the US in 2025. Where did he go? First, he went to Saudi Arabia, and then he went to Qatar, and then to the United Arab Emirates. So it was Middle East. Focus on the Middle East, the first official major international trip of President Trump's second term. So Qatar was the second country that President Trump visited during his first major official international trip of his second term. And I have previously discussed the grand welcome that President Trump received during his visit to Qatar. And that is not something that I'm able to describe because it was so grand. The kind of honor, the kind of recognition, the kind of welcome, it's hard to explain in words. What I would recommend that you do is you go and look at the videos on the internet. Look at the videos of President Trump's trip to Qatar, and they'll tell you what a grand welcome our president received when he was visiting this Middle Eastern country. My friends, that's not all. If you're thinking, Tausif, you've spoken for 24 minutes, are you done? No, I'm not done. There's a lot more that I'm going to be discussing, and which is why I encourage you to stay here. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. There's a lot more that's coming. So stay here, my friends. It was just last month that President Trump signed an executive order to assure the security of the state of Qatar. I'm going to let you process that. I'm going to let you process that. Tasfikur, good to see you. Our friend Tasfikur just joined from the great state of Ohio. Tasfikur, so wonderful. Always nice to see your name pop up. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, you know, I can see the comment section. I see the kind of trolls are here. But you know what? It's not going to stop me. Because I got my friends here too. I got freedom-loving Americans right here. We got Frank, we got Tasfikur, we got so many others who are watching. Many of them participating in the live chat. And if you think, and I'm talking to the trolls here, to the haters, if you think that you're going to write a nasty comment and just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, it's not going to stop me. It has never stopped me. It's not going to stop me. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And my friends, we're going to make America great again. And we're doing it every single day. So let me continue. As I said last month, it was just last month. This is October. We're not even in the middle of October. I'm talking about September, last month. In September, President Trump signed an executive order to assure the security of the state of Qatar. And President Trump recognized the enduring alliance between the United States of America and the state of Qatar. And this is what I'm going to read to you now, because I believe that this needs to be stated, the exact words that appear in that order, okay, in that executive order. And this is from September 29th of 2025. So not even 2 weeks ago, all right? Not even 2 weeks ago. I'm going to read to you. I hope you pay attention. I start the quote. Over the years, the United States and the state of Qatar have been bound together by close cooperation, shared interests, and the close relationship between our armed forces. The state of Qatar has hosted the United States forces, enabled critical security operations, and stood as a steadfast ally in pursuit of peace, stability, and prosperity both in the Middle East and abroad, including as a mediator that has assisted the United States' attempts to resolve significant regional and global conflicts. In recognition of this history and in the light of the continuing threats to the state of Qatar posed by foreign aggression, it is the policy of the United States to guarantee the security and territorial integrity of the state of Qatar against external attack, end quote. This, my friends, what I just read to you, this information comes straight from the executive order that President Donald J. Trump signed on September 29 of 2025. And the title is Assuring the Security of the State of Qatar. So talk about a friendship. Talk about a strong friendship. Talk about a strong friendship that is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger than ever before. It's the friendship between the United States of America and Qatar. I just read to you the words that appear in the executive order. And I'm going to read to you another quote from the executive order. Get ready for this. I start the quote. The United States shall regard any armed attack on the territory, sovereignty, or critical infrastructure of the state of Qatar as a threat to the peace and security of the United States, end quote. How about I let you process that? How about I let you process that? I'm going to give you maybe a few moments. Just process the information that I just presented. These are words coming from the Trump administration. There's nothing that can describe the tremendously strong relationship that we have as Americans with our ally, Qatar. You can't describe how strong this partnership is. And my goal is to simply bring to you a nice overview of this bilateral relationship. This relationship has many aspects, many components. It's not possible to talk about everything all at once in one live stream. We can do a deeper analysis of U.S. Qatar trade. We can do a very in-depth and thorough analysis of U.S. Qatar military and security history. But we can't do all of that in one live stream. We can't do all of that in one live stream. It's not possible. It's going to take hours and hours and hours. It's going to require multiple live streams and more. I'm just giving you an overview. I'm just giving you a clear understanding of where this relationship stands. The U.S. Qatar relationship has evolved and is evolving to become one of the strongest partnerships in the world. My friends, as I said, there's great transformation taking place. Go back to what I said at the very beginning of this live stream and what I've said previously. Great transformation taking place. We are rewriting our list of allies, and the world is watching. The kind of security guarantee that President Trump and his team gave to Qatar, this is remarkable. This is great. This is exactly how you strengthen an existing relationship and take it to a whole new level. My friends, I'm going to pause. And I'm just going to pause for a little bit. And I will encourage you to please subscribe to this channel. I have a lot more to say. Don't go anywhere. I'm not ending this right here. I have more to talk about. But I would appreciate if you would please subscribe, because once you subscribe, it helps you stay connected to this channel. You are going to be getting notifications, hopefully, when I do future live streams or publish new videos. So, my friends, please subscribe to stay connected. It doesn't cost you anything. All you do is hit the subscribe button. And we're getting very close to 14,000 subscribers, still a small channel, small but powerful. And we're going to grow. We are going to grow. And the fact that there are so many people here who are interested in this conversation, whether they agree with me or don't, doesn't matter. They are here, they are watching, and they're interested in the discussion that we're having. They want to share their viewpoints. That's great. That is what I encourage. I'm not here to say, oh, whatever I'm saying, you got to agree with me. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm not saying that I know everything. I cannot make that claim. In fact, the more knowledgeable you are, the more you know that there's a lot that you don't know. It's interesting how that works. The more information you gather, the more education you gather, the more you learn, the more you read, the more you discover and explore and find out and know, the more you realize that there's a lot more that you don't know. And so I'm not claiming here that I know everything. I don't. But I know enough to start a conversation, to encourage a dialogue to take place. That is what I'm trying to do. You don't have to agree with me. You might be here and saying, Kasif, you're wrong. Okay, that's fine. If you think I'm wrong, why don't you tell me what is right? Why don't you tell me what is it that I don't know? What is it that I'm not seeing? What is it that I'm missing? If you have a different viewpoint, share that, my friends. Share that. And that is exactly what I'm trying to do with this channel. We're just shy of reaching 14,000 subscribers. If we get 20 more subscribers, we're going to get there. And if you are going to make fun of me and say, oh, 14,000, it's nothing, it's small. We are growing. You have no idea how fast we went from 1,000 to 10,000, 12,000. So we're gonna continue to grow. And I can guarantee you one thing, that any comments that show hatred won't stop me. I'm not going to be stopped. Because I know that what I'm doing is right. And I'm not alone. There are many friends of this community who pursue the truth. And we as a community, we strongly pursue the truth. That is what we're looking for. We want the truth. We want to spread the truth. And we want to encourage dialogue. So my friends, let me continue. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this video. It's very important. Frank, always good to see you, Frank. Frank is always supporting this channel. Tasfikur, wonderful to see you. I see Behave is here. Good to see you there. Others, I may have missed mentioning the names of other friends who are here. If I've missed you, just comment now. Janet is saying hello. Hi, Janet. There are others I know. Okay. So I'm going to continue with this. Victoria, good to see you. Matthew, wonderful. Thanks for being here, Matthew. My friends, Qatar has played and continues to play a vital role in helping the United States achieve peace in the Middle East. The process is ongoing. We are waiting to see what happens next week when President Trump visits Africa and the Middle East. He's going to be in that region. President Trump is going to be visiting Egypt, which is in Africa, right next to the Middle East. So it's right there in that region. He's going to be in Cairo, based on the news reports that I saw. And then President Trump is going to be visiting Israel. So he's going to Egypt, he's going to Israel when the week starts. And we are eagerly waiting to find out more about that trip. So we're going to be watching. I know if you're like me, you're going to be watching the news, you're going to be reading the updates, you're going to be listening to the various reports coming out of Africa and the Middle East regarding the trip. So okay, someone's making fun of me. Yes, Egypt is in Africa. Egypt is in Africa. I mean, this is common knowledge. Yes. Yeah, Egypt is right there, right next to the Middle East, but Egypt is in North Africa, okay? I mean, if you're saying Egypt is not in Africa, well, you got to go read geography again, okay? I mean, Cairo is in Africa. It's in North Africa, but it's Africa. Yes, the issue pertains to the Middle East. The issue that is prompting this visit to that part of the world, it's a Middle East issue. Egypt is involved in the negotiation, so is Qatar, so is Turkey, but Egypt technically is in Africa, okay? You go read some geography books, look at the map, look at the continents, and you'll understand, okay? By the way, Egypt, beautiful country, beautiful country. Okay. So, we are waiting to see what happens next when President Trump visits Africa and the Middle East. Now, let's talk about something that many people are discussing right now. And this is breaking news. This is breaking news. On Friday, Pete Hegseth, who is the Secretary of War, some of you may still call him the Secretary of Defense, but he is officially now the Secretary of War. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth announced an agreement, a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Base in Idaho. Okay? This is extremely important. Hold on a second, my friends. Hold on a second. I'm looking up the tweet here. Or I should say X post. Stay here with me. And if you have comments in the meantime, you can share that. By the way, please subscribe if you have not done so already. $35 likes on this video so far. We can get to 50, I believe. Okay. Trying to read the comments. The comments are coming in really fast. I see that. Okay, so as I was saying, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth announced an agreement, and Secretary of Pete Hegseth said, and this is directly from his post on X, the U.S. military has a long-standing partnership with Qatar, including today's announced cooperation with F-15QA aircraft. So what's going to happen is that the location, the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho, the location will host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance the combined training, increase lethality, interoperability, and it's just another example of the partnership that U.S. has with Qatar. So the exact quote is this: the location will host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality, interoperability. It's just another example of our partnership. So the United States of America will control the existing base like we do with all partners, and Pete Hegseth made it clear. But there's going to be strong partnership between the United States and Qatar, and this is going to be a military partnership. And as Pete Hegseth said, the U.S. military has a long-standing partnership with Qatar, including the announced cooperation. This is from Friday, with F-15QA aircraft. So Qatar will not have their own base in the U.S., nor anything like a base. So it's not going to be a Qatari base. It's not going to be anything like a Qatari base. It'll be the United States controlling the base, like we do with all our partners. But there's going to be increased cooperation and stronger partnership between the two countries. So this is, hold on. I'm trying to read some comments here. This is really like taking the U.S. Qatar alliance to a whole new level. The trade and economic ties, then the security guarantee, and now this military partnership. The fact that Idaho will host a contingent, the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho will host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots. This is a big and bold step in strengthening the U.S. Qatar partnership. And, you know, now we can confidently say, after reviewing all the information that I presented to you, and this is not everything, there's a lot more. I'm keeping everything very brief. But after going through what we just went through, we can confidently say that Qatar is one of the greatest allies of the United States. And this relationship is going to get stronger and stronger every single day. And I'm proud, I'm very proud, as an American, I am very proud of the work that President Trump and his team are doing. And I hope that the U.S. Qatar alliance gets stronger and stronger with time. And truly, this is a president, Donald J. Trump, who has strengthened our relationship with our friends. And he is strengthening and building new alliances. And also, I think somebody's talking about gas price. Gas prices are down. Gas prices are low, okay? And gas prices will go even lower. But you have to understand why it is challenging to get the gas prices to go down, because the Biden administration has really devastated our economy. 4 years of the Biden administration caused so much of devastation, so much of damage, that it's taking time to repair all the damage. Okay? If we had Kamala Harris in the White House right now, our country would be gone. We would have no border. Foreign nationals would be coming in, invading our country through the southern border. Illegal immigration would go through the roof, and our country would be devastated if Kamala Harris would have been in the White House. But thank God we have Donald Trump in the White House. And why? It's because of people like you and me who voted for Donald J. Trump and helped him win the Electoral College votes and the popular votes. And he is now in the White House every day, every hour, every moment, working hard to make America great again. And gas prices are going down, and gas prices will go down even more. Even more. Somebody is saying that I'm an Indian American. I'm not an Indian American. No, I'm not from India, just so you know. I know people like to make assumptions. I am not from India. Okay. I mean, I think it's much nicer if you just say, Tausif, where are you from? Where were you born? Where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? I mean, those would be fair questions, but to make assumptions and to draw conclusions without knowing, it's not fair. I am not from India, okay? I'm not from India. All right. So my friends, I just wanted to, the purpose of this live stream was to give you an overview of the U.S. Qatar relationship, where it stands now, and where we are going from here. It's going to get stronger. As I said, Qatar is one of the greatest allies of the United States. And truly, I believe this alliance will be stronger than ever before as the days and weeks and months go by. So, thank you for listening. I appreciate that. Thank you for spending time with me this lovely Saturday afternoon. I hope that you'll stay connected, subscribe, and I'm going to be back again very soon with more videos. Okay? So thank you. But before we go, I want to do a little exercise. If you are a Trump supporter, please write MAGA in all caps in the live chat, or write Make America Great Again, or write Trump 2025, or you can write I support President Trump. Please write something in support of President Trump in the live chat, which will help us understand visually who here supports Donald Trump, okay? So let's do that. Let's do that. Jim is saying MAGA. Dela Cruz saying MAGA. That's wonderful. Others are saying MAGA. Frame is saying MAGA. Dela Cruz saying Trump 2028. That's great. And others are saying MAGA. Sorry, I'm not being able to mention each and every name. Thank you. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for supporting President Trump and the great work that he's doing. I appreciate that. MAGA. More comments coming in. MAGA, 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 MAGA. Awesome. Thank you. So that's all I have for now. And I hope you'll stay connected. So may God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless our great Republican leaders. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. Thank you, my friends. I'm going to be back again very soon with more videos and more live stream. Thank you.